The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
A few weeks ago, the Raiders screwed up any chance they may have had of getting into the playoffs. Then last week, they screwed up their chances of having a winning season. But this young Raiders team still has something to play for. A win gets the Raiders to 8-8, which is 500. 500 isn't a losing season like they've had the last 3 years and gives them one more win than last year. However little it may be, it is progress, which is big for a young team. And for me, it would show that Gruden can stop the bleeding when things aren't going right. He's already known for his late season collapses, so a win is absolutely necessary for Gruden here. To do that, the Raiders have to beat the Denver Broncos, a team they already beat in Week 10. So what do they need to do to get the win against the Broncos, who are also a young team? I'll say they don't need to get too far away from what they did last time to beat them. Then they can finish the season 500 and go into the offseason with momentum. Let's jump right in and take a look. Number 1 on the list is Pound the Rock. The Raiders had 203 yards rushing on the Broncos last time out. The Raider offensive line gave the Bronco defense that work. And Raider running back Josh Jacobs, with his vision, patience, cutting ability, and burst, found those holes and got through. He also showed a good stiff arm for good measure. But of course, it all starts with the vision. Look at this cutback. And on the day, Jacobs had 112 yards rushing on 21 carries. And he had not one, but 2 rushing touchdowns. Devontae Booker was a factor in the game as well. The holes were just as big for him, and he got through them and punished defenders that got in his way. Bronco defenders were in trouble that day because Booker has some serious power. Oh, he booked him. Booker had 81 yards rushing on the day with 2 touchdowns. One was from 6 yards out, and the other was from 23 yards out. And quarterback Derek Carr, who didn't throw much that day, did manage to use his legs a little. But with the pull growing, I don't see Carr doing this much this time around. It will be all he can do just to avoid the rush and get the ball downfield to his targets. Again, Carr didn't throw much last time against the Broncos, but when he did, he was on the mark. But unfortunately, he fell victim to a couple of big drops. I guess that one was too easy for Waller, who doesn't usually drop passes. first round pick Henry Ruggs blazed past his man and dropped 1-2. But he did make a play for Carr on this scramble drill here. And Waller was his usual chain moving self. But I'm thinking this time the Raiders will incorporate Nelson Aguilar more. He's been on a tear of late, as he helps Carr on the scramble drill to the tune of an 85-yard touchdown. On defense against the run, defensive end Cleveland Farrell won't be there. Neither will starting middle linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski. So while that's concerning, Max Crosby, the opposite defensive end, who usually isn't that good against the run, is always good against the run against the Broncos. And taking Kwiatkowski's place in the middle will be Raekwon McMillan, who will be sliding over from outside linebacker where he played against the Broncos last time. Oh yeah, and the Raiders will welcome back linebacker Nicholas Moreau, who's played good football this year. He's done it in the run game as well as rushing the passer as a blitzer. He's going to force an interception here. And he has also been outstanding in coverage. Oh. Oh. And the denial. And rushing the passer will be Arden Key. I know you guys don't want to hear about Key right now, but he's available. And he did rush the passer well against the Broncos last time. And Crosby, whose play has fallen off a cliff of late, will have a chance to finish strong. Last time out against the Broncos, he got some pressure against quarterback Drew Lock and a sack. The Raiders also brought safety Jonathan Abram on blitzes to cause problems. Here he's going to force that amazing interception by Kwiatkowski. And here he forces an early and errant throw. Back to Kwiatkowski, whose coverage is going to be missed just as much, if not more, than his run defense. And you know we got to take another look at that interception. It's unfortunate that Kwiatkowski won't be there, but on the other side of that, it's fortunate that Jeff Heath will be there. It's good to have him back as he's a solid tackler and he's solid in coverage. And speaking of coverage, he robbed Locker not once, but twice. Onto the corners, and Trayvon Mullen, who made a play against the Broncos last time. But he really needs to be better this time around. Because he didn't have a good game against the Broncos by any stretch last time. When they went his way, they got him. Mullen gave up over 100 yards receiving into his coverage last game, so he's going to have to be different this time around. Damon Arnett, on the other hand, played well against the Broncos last time. They didn't throw at him much, but when they did, it didn't work. Nevin Lawson played well against the Broncos last time out. His coverage was sticky as he had a couple of passes defensed in the game. That's a good thing just in case starting corner LaMarcus Joyner, who's questionable, is unable to go. I actually think Lawson is a better slot corner than Joyner, but money is dictating who starts there. But one thing that I must warn against again is too much zone defense. If you lay back in that zone, Locker will pick it apart with his receivers sitting down in those holes. And the Raiders usually seem not to be where they're supposed to be when they play zone. But I'll give them this one. This forced fumble by Nevin Lawson after the catch is what zone defense is all about. But why, oh why would you play zone defense this close to the end zone? A catch is an automatic touchdown. Last time the Raiders played the Broncos, they pounded the rock with Jacobs and Booker. And they should do it again this time. And while we know Aguilar and Waller will be there, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get Ruggs involved over the top. Given what we've seen lately, it sure is good to have Jeff Heath back at one of the safeties. And if Arnett and Mullen could have good games, this could be a Raider victory. Thank you for watching. See you next time.